So, are you curious?
Welcome to the Curiosity Codex. I am your ardent enthusiast, Kyle Olson. With me is my hapless cohort, Rob Cabasco.
Hey!
Hi! So, we're going to do something a little differently. Now, the last couple episodes of the Codex have been very scripted, I guess you'd say. I had sort of prepared my remarks. I had written everything out, prepared, and Rob was basically just reacting to everything I said. And that's fine. And that's fine. That is one method of the way we're going to tell stories here on the Codex. But this is a different one because I was presented with a problem or a possible exciting adventure, and so I wanted to share it with Rob and thus with everyone else because my nephew came to me and said, I want to watch WandaVision, but I've never seen anything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe ever. What do? Oh, I've been waiting for years for you to come. Now, my nephew is 16 and has never seen a Marvel movie, never seen a Star Wars movie. I don't know what his parents are doing. My sister has a lot to answer for.
Hold up.
Yeah.
This is your sister. This is your sister.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, what is happening?
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, and no judging, because I mean everybody's different. That's cool. Everyone's got their own
their
thing.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
We love everybody.
And he came to me knowing that this is something I know a lot about, and I'm super excited about this opportunity.
Now, and this is my one question then.
Yeah.
As a 16-year-old, what has he filled his interest with?
Yeah, I don't know. They are big into like the sort of the CBS procedural type thing.
But see, I can play with that too.
So they love the NCIS universe, the NCIS-averse.
That's cool.
Warehouse 13 was a big hit for them. They watched that. So
cool.
They're having other shows, so it's not like fiction's the worst. It's just they were in a different sort of procedural thing. They haven't done a lot of the intense world building stuff for this side.
And again,
it was one of his friends came and was like, talking great about WandaVision, and was like, okay, I'd like to see that, but like, do you go in cold? Like, what do I?
No. And once again, I ask this because I mean, even if your answer had been spores, mold, and fungus, I would have been like, okay, that's cool.
Right.
But
everybody's got their
I'm
stuff.
just curious, like, whoa, if you haven't seen any Star Wars movies and any MCU things, wow, then I am really curious. But NCIS, that's perfectly fine. Go Gibbs.
I see. He's nerdy. It's super intelligent, Sweet. Advanced classes and all this kind of stuff, getting ready to graduate early. I mean, super smart kid. So
nice.
into different nerddoms. So we have this presented, like how to approach WandaVision with no preconceived notions, never picked up a comic book, never seen any of the previous movies. Where do you even begin? So this one I actually have, I sort of had answered. And so this was my thought. So I'll put this out there and I will see what you think. So I said first, the Avengers, like the actual original Avengers movie.
Absolutely, yes.
Then next, Avengers Age of Ultron, because that's actually where Wanda is introduced, and Vision.
Okay.
Then Captain America Civil War.
Yes, you are correct.
Then Infinity War.
Yes!
Then Endgame. So those are the five, I think. Now, do you think... Okay, first of all, my wife said, why are you starting with Avengers? Because, one doesn't show up until the next movie. And that's what I was saying. Is it essential? I think it is.
No, it is. And here's why. Okay, that's hilarious because I'm doing this cold because this is how we roll here. Right. And literally in my head, I did exactly what you just said. I'm laughing because I'm like, that's what you would do. Because here's why. For WandaVision, Age of Ultron is absolutely, there's no way around it. It's absolutely necessary. But here's the deal. You can't drop into Age of Ultron and not understand a little bit of the backstory of these characters. And instead of going in and watching any of the individual stories, you just start with Avengers. You got to watch Avengers to just know what's going on.
So that's the thing is Avengers is a great movie by itself. Do you think any of the previous ones are necessary? Do you need to have seen the first two Iron Man movies? Do you need to have seen Captain America? Because Captain America leads directly into it.
But no.
Thor.
No.
Because Thor establishes Thor and Loki.
Yeah, nah. You can roll with that in Avengers. No, and here's why.
Pick it up.
No, and I'm saying this with the idea of knowing your nephew. This is your nephew, right? So 16 years old.
Yes.
You haven't seen any of this. No, Avengers immediately gets you into a rush of seeing all these different characters together. I think you would get a little discouraged with no background trying to go through any of those individual phase 1 stories. So no, you're spot on right.
Do you think so? My other worry was that once you hit Infinity War, it's all about the stones. And so you're not going to have any concept of what the stones were from there. Because if you go, obviously there's some of it in Age of Ultron. There's almost none of it in Civil War. And then suddenly Thanos shows up. Now, the last time you'd seen Thanos was at the end of Avengers.
Okay, so here's
now suddenly he's the main bad guy, and you basically saw a purple smiling guy. Now he's the main villain.
All right,
then the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, no, okay. Well, no, that's what I was going to say. The way to solve this is here's what you say. You start with Avengers. You watch Avengers: Age of Ultron. Okay, and then here's what you do. You do a litmus test. So what do you think so far? If you're interested and if you're loving it, well, then, I would say go watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Because
that was what I was thinking too. Like, the nice thing about this is if you go, wow, this Captain America guy's amazing. Oh, good news. There's 2 previous Captain America movies you get.
Exactly.
But okay, so then Captain America Civil War is a lot about Bucky. Correct. Do you need to watch Winter Soldier?
Oh, no. Because, and we just did this prior to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we watched Civil War. There is enough. They did a very good job of giving you enough breadcrumbs to understand that Bucky was his best friend. You understand that. Now, here's the deal. If you, by watching it, well, let me put it this way again. I would do the litmus test after Age of Ultron. If after Age of Ultron, you're really, really loving this and you're like, oh no, I want a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay, you could go back to watch First Avenger. It's not necessary, but I still say the one that you slip in there is Guardians, because Guardians does at least give you a little understanding of the Infinity Stones. True. You get the and don't forget
Power Stone.
Well, and don't forget though, you do get, because they brilliantly in Infinity War, they do have in the Sanctum Sanctorum, they have the little Infinity War summary for the people who haven't come along.
You're right at the start of
before everything goes bad, before it all blows up.
Does the deep dive and let's catch everybody up on what the Infinity.
So you could, honestly, no, Avengers, you got to do all the Avengers movies and Civil War, only because Civil War is so important for understanding Wanda's and Vision in WandaVision. So.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's our basically our theory. Like, if you want the absolute bare minimum to get into WandaVision, it's Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, in that order.
Wow. It's amazing when you think about it. Wow. Okay. Looking at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
The ensemble movies are just that outstanding.
Yeah.
Because
people's sneered about that a little bit, but it's like, the more Marvel characters you get together, the better movie it is. People complain about Civil War being overstuffed, but no, man, there's so much good stuff packed in there.
Well, and it is and I know. Remember when Civil War first came out, it was like, oh, this is Avengers 2.5. Yes. It is kind of, sure, absolutely, but. Man, that makes me want to do that now.
Right? Just to see those and then go into it and see what it's like. How much can you dive in?
Actually.
Well, but from that, then, that made me think, okay, let's keep going then. So, using that same idea, that same formula, what if the next question is, how do I get into Falcon and Winter Soldier? Ooh. So, what are the movies you need to understand going in there? Now, obviously, you'd think starting with Captain America Winter Soldier would be the first one, because that's the first appearance of Sam and the first time we see the Winter Soldier. But do you go back to Captain America the First Avenger, because that's Bucky, and Bucky is the Winter Soldier. He's the most important.
Wow. I honestly think if your question is, I just want to dive in. I've never seen anything. I just want to dive into Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I know nothing about MCU. I want to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier and enjoy it. What do I need to watch?
No, it is First Avenger, Captain America: First Avenger.
Okay, Captain America: First Avenger. Then Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Then Captain America: Civil War.
Civil War, yeah, and actually,
and then
if you didn't
Infinity War and Endgame.
Well, yeah, I guess you have to, because you have to know about the snap. You have to know about what happened.
Yes, especially Endgame, especially. But do you need Infinity War?
Well, yeah. Oh, you don't need. Okay,
right. That's the question. Is like, are Infinity War and Endgame inseparable? Are they two halves of one movie, or can you just get everything you need from Endgame because it's them coming back?
Okay,
you need to see them going away.
And any Marvel purist who's listening to us is screaming, I'm sure, right now at their audio player, because we're not saying that these are all essential. Okay, but we're trying to think of it in terms of the person, right?
Right. That's just like most of the Curiosity Codex is aimed at the person coming in from the outside who hasn't read and seen all these things. What is the thing that's not going to scare them away? Like, the obvious thing is to be watch everything. Like, watch all.
No. But you know what?
But people would look at that list, and just like we talked about with the Star Trek thing, you look at that list of content and go, man, that's like 80 hours. I don't have time for that.
Well,
if you break it down into just the essentials, then you can go back and fill in what you like. So what are the absolute essentials to get the maximum amount of enjoyment from Falcon?
No, it's the three Captain America movies. And here's the deal.
And the two.
Well, yes, but I could see, though. I mean, here's the deal. If you're not sold on it by the end of Civil War, because here's what the speed bump is. The speed bump is, okay, I just watched these three movies.
There's another speed bump coming, but go ahead.
You had me watch these three movies, and now you want me to watch two movies that span about 6 hours? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Okay, I understand that's a lot.
The nice thing about this is now Disney Plus exists. They're all easily available to you for even just like if you have a busy week. Like, essentially, you can get a free trial.
Watch 30 minutes at a time. Right,
exactly. And over the course of a week, you can get through all the stuff, no problem. So I'm not that's the nice thing about this, is it's not about hunting down the content and getting to it and figuring out like your time frame. You can do that on your own. That's not a worry. It's what do we put on the list?
Right.
That's essential. So, all right. So then 3 Captain America movies, those 2 Avengers movies, right?
Right.
And you think that's the set 5?
Yes.
Well, then I have 2 words that are going to throw another monkey wrench into this. Dora Milaje. Because if you haven't seen Black Panther, you're going to miss a huge part of that, because that's not only where Bucky was, but also when they show up and the vibranium and...
You know what, though? But I'm going to tell you something.
And Zemo, like all of that stuff.
Okay. Although
you get some of it, but you do get some of it in Captain America: Civil War, or in Captain America: Winter Soldier, I should say. No, I was right the first time. You do get a lot in Captain America: Civil War. Is it enough?
Oh, well, then you can make the argument for Age of Ultron, because you got to understand Sokovia. I mean, like, you can't.
Yeah, that's right, because that's Zemo. That's Zemo's.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this: the Black Panther one. My take on that would be no, because it's not a major. It is a plot point, but they handled it in a way where if you were watching this cold, that when those characters show up, you would just go, what is this, right? Like, I mean, it would just be something surreal that you would think, oh, well, there must be another story out there somewhere. So it's not necessary. Again, we're splitting hairs on the necessity, but I would say it's not necessary. I am now wondering, though, if Age of Ultron is necessary. Because because
seeing the destruction of Sokovia leads directly into Zemo's thing. Or does Zemo do a good enough job of explaining his own stuff in Civil War?
Oh, no. He does. Actually, no. Good enough in Civil War.
Is it... I'm trying to remember what her name is. Is it Aja? Who's the main Dora Milaje who deals with Bucky in the Falcon Winter Soldier series? She's the one who has one of my favorite lines in Civil War, which is "move or be moved."
No, Civil War's enough. Civil War's enough. I forgot. Civil War's enough. You could
a very, very small moment, but it builds a lot of what her character is like.
No, I would stick. No, you're right. The first time you got it. Yeah, it's the three cap
three
movies.
caps and the
you
two.
want to, and you want to do Infinity War and Endgame.
Yep.
And then you're perfectly done. And if you got frustrated for some reason, which you wouldn't, because then you would quit. But you could just go from Civil War to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You could, if you had to.
No, I think you have to do Winter Soldier, then Civil War.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Skip Infinity War and Endgame. Let's say you.
Yeah, I guess
if you had to.
If you could, yeah. I mean, like, because they're they're not in most of Endgame.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the first. Well, actually,
the population isn't.
Yeah. No, actually,
I know. Yeah. I already know this is a strange episode because we're drifting in and out of.
Well, no, but it's not
inaccessible.
But I would love to see. Wow, I mean, I would love to see what that experience would be like just watching. Well, like the first for WandaVision, just watching the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Right, and that's it. And Civil War, but even for like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You've given me now some interesting things to put on my list of summer to-do items.
Yeah. Well,
kind of ridiculous.
Then let's keep this train rolling.
Oh, here it goes.
The next one, then, to be ready for the next series, what about Loki? So what do you need to watch in order to get Loki? Now, I guess you have to start with Thor.
Yes.
The first Thor movie, because that's where he first shows up. And then Thor the Dark World. I think you have to.
Yeah.
That would not be one I would put on almost any other list of essential watching. But
you know what? You could skip it.
Do you think so?
Yeah, you could. Because here's why.
Loki dies.
No, I understand. Well, yeah, but that's
the Loki stuff is the best part of Thor the Dark World.
Yeah, but wait a minute though, because I mean, like, you have to. Okay, Ragnarok. You have to watch Ragnarok, right?
No, well, let's keep going chronologically though.
Oh, go ahead.
So is that essential? Like, is Dark World essential? I don't know. Like the Loki stuff is so good of him, betraying him and pretending.
Wait, go on. Okay, so
he ends up on the throne. Okay, well, the thing is, the next movie you would put on the thing would be Avengers, because obviously that's the big one. Is Loki is leading the army that's attacking there. He has the cosmic cube, all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? Here's my theory. That's where you stop.
Don't worry about Age of Ultron.
No.
Don't worry about Civil War.
Don't worry about Thor Ragnarok. Don't worry about. Because
wow.
The Loki that we're going to see in the television series is the Loki from the Avengers. All the character growth he does from there on does not count because it's a different character.
Done. You're absolutely right.
So
you're absolutely right.
So that way, I think you kind of have to do the Dark World.
Yes. Okay. Then in that world, because then just those three movies. Wow, that's an amazing setup for Loki then, because that's not a heavy lift.
No.
Well, Dark World
is going to be the hardest to get through.
I mean, I don't know. You know what? I don't know what to say, because you know what? You know this. Yeah. I never saw that movie in the theater. I didn't see it until, I think I waited until before Infinity War came out. I don't think I saw it at all.
Wow. Okay.
So I've only seen it once, and I'm not sure if it would play differently once you've seen Endgame, right? Because I mean, it plays so much into the Endgame plot.
Yes.
With jeez.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with one of the stones.
Yes. So. Yeah, but you know what though? If it's only 3, no, you're absolutely right. You don't have to say anything past Avengers.
No.
Nope.
No, it's probably better that you don't, because otherwise you're thinking about a different Loki, because he changes a lot.
And I would imagine that Loki, if you'd say to yourself, well, wait, no, don't you have to see Endgame? No. Because I bet you this show begins with you seeing the moment where he takes the Tesseract and goes.
Yes.
So if you had just seen Avengers and you see the beginning of Loki, the dots connect, you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right, because it's actually better that you don't watch Ragnarok, because Loki's in such a different place.
Oh, God, yeah, totally.
Movie than he is at the start of the series.
Wow, that's a way easier setup.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, yes. I think we've solved it.
Well, that is and that's legit. I mean, honestly, the Loki one, absolutely. Thor, Dark World, Avengers, and you're done. You're done. You're ready for Loki. The for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we said all three Captain America movies.
Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame.
And that's solid.
And that's, those five. Because really, that's following the arc of Captain America.
Yes.
Because then you understand the weight of the shield.
Yes.
By the time it shows up.
Yes.
In episode 1 of the thing. And also the origin of that shield. And then for Loki, television series, now, obviously, this is being recorded before we have seen any of the series beyond just the trailer stuff too. So there could be a lot more that ties in.
Right, there could be
loop in and out of different movies and stuff too. But to understand where the character is, then it's Thor, the Dark World, and
Avengers.
Yeah, the Avengers.
The first Avengers. And I was going back. I missed WandaVision. WandaVision is just all the Avengers movies.
Yes.
And if you want a Guardians movie, is not a bad idea, not necessary. It would be a good idea.
Right. If you're feeling extra special. Yeah. So for WandaVision, it's Avengers Age of Ultron, the unofficial Avengers 2.5, which is Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. So I guess let's say, do we need to have to get ready for all Marvel television series? Here's the order.
Well, now here's and here's the thing. I mean, obviously, that's not their entire intent is that for every one of these shows, you've got to watch at least 6.5 hours of movies.
No, of course. And like that's the thing is like this is for the what in wrestling terms they call the smark, like the educated the one who wants to know more about what's going in as opposed to just experiencing it from scratch. And you honestly could, but that's the thing is like I know this kid especially is like, well, like I want to do the homework. Like I want to have my reading done before I start the class, kind of person.
Now,
a lot of them out there. I'm one of those people too.
If he does this, we have to find out about how it went.
I know. I need to check back in and see like where they got, because I had emailed him back and sent him that. So they'll just, as we're wrapping up here, let me tell you what I had said. So I basically, that was what I called the bare minimum version. So that's what I said is Avengers, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. Boom. So then I had, okay, let's do the Project Insight version. So like, let's talk about, so to have people who you're going to meet so the expanded version. So this was my expanded one. So you start with Captain America, First Avenger, then Avengers, then Winter Soldier, then Age of Ultron, Civil War, Doctor Strange, because that becomes important, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and Avengers Endgame. That's the deluxe version, because
that is the deluxe version.
Also introduces everyone else.
Yes.
Because that's part of it. Is we're thinking just about Wanda and Vision in the first version. This is like, okay, well then who's Jimmy Woo? You know, know, it's like all these other characters and concepts around there. What is the quantum realm and all the things. So that could, right? And so all these things add into that and connect to there. So then basically then my what I called the Make My Uncle Proud version was all of them except for Dark World.
And
Iron Man 2.
Oh.
Because unfortunately Iron Man 2 is kind of the Phantom Menace of the MCU, because you could excise it and it would be fine.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Do you know what's funny? No joke. I don't know what to say to that. Especially since we've spent many months
and will continue on
deep diving
see because this is the because it's my show, I can put out my own unpopular opinions. Black Widow's introduction in Avengers is 10 times better than her introduction in Iron Man 2.
I'm not going to argue that.
And
I'm not
in 10 minutes you get everything you need to know.
Wait, are we saying right here that Iron Man 2 is inconsequential to the long game of phase 1, 2, 3, and 4? Or phase 1, 2, and 3?
I think it is a bit of an appendix in that it can be lopped off and the patient would continue on just as they were, if not better.
Do you know what's really also unbelievable is, you know what I think you could add to that list?
What?
Iron Man 3.
Really? really?
Yeah, because for what other reason? The fake Mandarin, that story's going to get rebooted anyway.
True. Very true.
Yeah, but you're right, though. Iron Man 2 is really, it's not on any of the lists. You don't have to watch that to prepare for anything.
No.
Until Ghost of Ivan comes back.
Yeah, I would say probably until maybe the Armor Wars series starts.
Oh, there we go.
It could be. I mean, then it might
There we go.
Because at this point, it is not essential.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so the Big Uncle Proverbs has 19 movies on it too, which I know there's no way he's going to actually.
He's not doing
all
that.
Them,
he's not.
You got the 5, you're good, and you get a nice sampling, and you also get a nice taste of every single character. The nice thing about that is if you do it that way, and you go, you find a character that you love, then you can go back and say like, oh, you like Iron Man? There's 3 Iron Man movies. Oh, you like Captain America? There's 3 Captain America movies.
Absolutely.
Besides all their other appearances. So it's nice. So, all right, there you go. We've have our definitive lists. So should you have someone in your life, or if not you, then someone else that wants to get in, these are what we think are the best ways to get into it. And of course, then when more Marvel series start coming down the line, we'll update our lists and accordingly as we find out. So thank you all for listening. Hey, you know what? Go do something nice for yourself. Thanks so much for listening. This has been the next chapter in the Curiosity Codex, but there are still many pages left to decipher. We're part of the True Story FM family of podcasts. Find out more about us at truestory.fm. Our theme music is Intrusion by Severed Personality, aka Kevin MacLeod. The voice of the Codex is Vicky Hall. Find her on the web at vickyhall.squarespace.com. My co-host is Rob Cabasco. Find him with me on the Marvel Movie Minute podcast, and my name is Kyle Olson.
The Codex is closed. For now.